Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Leetcode problem 1604 alert using same keycard 3 or more times in a hour period. Before we start looking into this problem details, some examples to solve this problem and the Java solution for this problem, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people in their Java J2E and coding interviews. On my channel, you will find lots of helpful videos that can help your Java and coding interview preparation. There are over 400 different varieties of solved coding problems you will find on the channel. Those coding problems are taken from previously asked coding interview questions by big tech companies like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many other big financial companies. And those are selective problems in the sense that they constitute very important and wide coding interview questions varieties such as BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, problems related to binary search tree, coding questions related to linked list, strings, optimization problems, dynamic programming problems, and lots of logical coding interview questions that can be solved with the help of different data structures. For example, stacks, queues, you will find vast varieties of different coding problems that you can practice for your interview, and also there are videos related to Java J2E interviews that can help you in your interview preparation. So please subscribe to the channel now. So let's start solving the problem alert using same keycard 3 or more times in 1 hour period. So Leetcode company workers use keycards to unlock office doors. Each time a worker uses their keycard, the security system saves the worker's name and the time when it was used. The system emits alert if any worker uses the card 3 or more times in 1 hour period. Right, so you can imagine it like when we go to office, we swipe the card, right, to enter into the building, and so it is saying that it will keep track of the employee name and when the card is swiped, right, to access the building basically. So you are given a list of strings keyName and keyTime, where keyName I and keyTime I corresponds to person's name and time, their key card when used in a single day. Access times are given in a 24-hour time format such as HH colon MM, right? So HH is for hour and MM is for minutes, right? So for example, they are saying like 23 colon 51 or 09 colon 49, like that basically. Written list of unique worker names who received alert for frequent keycard use. Sort the names in ascending order alphabetically. So they are saying some examples. So 10.00 and 11.00 is considered to be 1 hour period, right? After that, they are saying that if we are looking into two period like 2251 to 2352 is not considered to be within 1 hour period, right? If you calculate the difference, it is more than 1 hour, right? For here, that's why it's not 1 hour period. But if you calculate difference here, it is like exactly 1 hour, so it is considered to be within that 1 hour period, right? So if the employee uses the keycard 3 or more times, right, then the alert will be generated basically, right? So they have given us a few examples here. And in the constants, let's take a look. So constants is a key name length and key time length is between 1 to 10 raised to 5. After that, key name length and key time length is also same. Okay. After that, key time is in the format, so it is like hour colon minute format is there, and this combination is unique. They are saying key name and key time combination is unique. Okay. And key name I length is between 1 and 10, 1 and 10 basically inclusive, and key name will contain only lowercase English letters, right? So key name is the employee name. So for example, if you look at this first example they gave us, right? So Daniel is there. So he's let's say accessing the building 3 times. So these are the 3 times he's accessing the building, right? So as you can see, these are within the 60 time minutes, right? 60 minutes period frame. So alert will be generated for Daniel. So we have to put Daniel name in the output. Now for Louis is accessing buildings 4 times. So these are the 4 times he accessed the building. But as you can see, those are far separated, right? So those are not within the 1 hour period. One is 9, then 11, then 13 and 15, right? So those are not uh, like these are not accessed 3 times or more within the 1 hour period. So we will not put Louis name in the output, right? So only Daniel name we will put into the output, because he is accessing the building 3 times here within the 1 hour period, as you can see here, right? So I just modified this first example a little bit here. So as you can see on this whiteboard, this is the new example I created. So I added just like Mary entries here, like 3 Mary entries are there, right? And these are the Mary entries, right? So apart from this example is similar. So these are the key names and this is the times, right? So so if you just look at the visually look at this example, right? So you will notice that these three for Daniel is accessing the building. This is within 1 hour, right? So as you can see 10, 10:40 and 11, right? This is within the 60-minute time frame, right? Inclusive, right? Because for 10 and 11 the time is exactly 60 minutes, so we will include it. So basically we will output Daniel here, right? In the output, and Mary also we will output. So Mary is here. Basically Mary has also accessed the building 3 times. So let's just take a look. So again she accessed 10, 10:40 and 10:59, right? So these all entries are 3 entries which are within the 60 time period, right? 60 minutes time period. So we will output Daniel and Mary, right, as the answer for this one. So we have seen this problem like example how we can just visually solve it. So now let's try, like we will implement a Java solution using algorithm and a data structure. So we are going to use hash map to solve this problem. So what we will do is first we will the hash map will be string is the key and list of the times, like list of strings basically, right? Or actually we are going to convert the strings into integer. So hash map will have entry like let me just write down for you. So basically in Java how we write it, like it will be string comma list of integer, right? So this is how the hash map we will define basically, correct? So string is the name of the employee and list of integer will be the times he is accessing the building, correct? So I shown you how the hash map will internally look like here, right? So this is how the hash map will look like, right? Daniel, then Louis, then Mary, right? So as you can see, what we did is we are actually like we are removing this zero, like sorry, we are removing the colon, right? We are removing the colon here. So colon we are taking out basically, and then we are just concatenating these two parts and making it an integer. So as you can see 10 and 00, so this is how we made this as an integer, right? Then 10 and 40 we made it as a 1040 as an integer. Then 11 and 00, right? 1100 means 1100 as an integer. So we converted these strings into integer values like this first, right? For all of the employees, correct? So Daniel, Louis and Mary. So this is how the hash map will look like, correct? So hash map will tell us the name of the employee is the key and list of integer is the access times when he accessed the building, correct? So these are the, as you can see, these are the times, right? So first thing we will do this, we will create the hash map from the given input, right? Key name and key time. So after that what we will do is, so now typically if we look at this example, then if we consider 1 hour period, it means that 60 minutes, right? So for example 10.00 and 11.00, right? So if we calculate the difference, it is 60 minutes basically, right? 60 minutes, right? So what we are going to do for our we want to simplify our implementation, right? So what we will do is, instead of 60 minutes, we are just keeping it aside our time 60 minutes time frame, right? So let's just not think about hour and minute time frame. So what we will do here is we will just directly consider this as a time, right? There is no like 60 minutes unit, so this is one time basically, this is another time, right? 1100, right? And we will try to find out the entries which are within 100, limit of 100, right? Instead of 60, we will not consider our minutes, 60 minutes, that kind of thing, right? For our simplified calculation and implementation, we will just consider 100 basically. So we want to find out if the employee access the building three times for that 100-minute period, right? 100 unit, you can say, not minute, 100 unit period, right? So let's just say 100 unit, because that will simplify our calculation. So that's why we are calculating based on 100 units, right? So now how we will find out if the employee access the building three times or not, right? So for example, first we will go one by one to these employees in the map, and we will take these entries, right? So these are the entries, right, for Daniel. So we will first sort these entries, right? Now this is already sorted, so but if it's not sorted, we will first sort these entries, correct? So after sorting, what we will do is we will consider one count we will start is equal to 1, right, in the beginning. And then let's say we are here, right? So we will compare it with this. So now this one is within the 100 time, right? 100 unit, right? Because the difference is less than or equal to 100, so we will increment count by 1, so count will become 2. Again we will compare this 1000 with next one, 1100, right? Now again the difference is 100, which is less than or equal to 100, right? So again we will increment count is equal to 3, right? So if we find that count is becoming 3, then it means that the employee has accessed the building 3 times within 1 hour, right? In this case we are calculating our based on 100 units, right, not 60 minutes, because it is simplifying our calculation. I hope you got the point, right? Because we don't have to this will benefit us because we don't have to convert the times and play with these hours like minutes, like making calculations. So we're just simplifying it by assuming it the 100 units, right? So as you can see, in this case he is accessing the building 3 times, so we will output um, Daniel in our output, right? Then after that we will go through the next person, which is Luis. So Luis is having the entry, like as you can see, these entries 900, 1100, 1300 and 1500, those are not if we calculate, those are not happening within the 100 unit time frame, right? Because difference between 900 and 1100 is 200. After also difference between 900 and 1300 is 400, and difference between 900 and 1500 is 600, right? So same thing, if you calculate the difference between 1100 and 1300, it is 200. So it's not within the range of less than equal to 100 basically, right? So in this case it means that Luis has not accessed the building in within hour, right, 3 times or more basically. So we will not output Luis basically in the output, but we will output Daniel in the output. After that the next one is Mary, right? So Mary, if you see, first thing is we will just let's write the time when she has accessed it. So one is 10,000, then next is 1040, and next is 1059, right? So 3 times she has accessed the building. So first thing is we are going to sort it out. So this one is already sorted, so we don't need to like you can just assume that this is now sorted, right? So again now we will start looking, our like count will be 1 in the beginning, right? Because 1 is we can start with count 1, right? From this point we will compare with 1040. So this difference 40 is less than or equal to 100, so we will increment the count by 1, so count will become 2 here. After that we will go to the next entry, which is 1059. So 59 is the difference, right? So 1059 means 59 is the difference here, so which is less than equal to 100, right? So in this case again we will have count is equal to 3. So which means that Mary also has accessed the building 3 times basically, correct? 3 times she has accessed the building. So we will output Mary also in our output, right? So she also has will get the alert, right? So our output for this example will be Daniel and Mary, right? We are going to take this as a unit test cases when we execute our code snippet. So let's take a look at the Java code now. I think with this example it's pretty clear how we are going to solve this problem and what logic we are going to use it. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Java solution for this problem. So key name array and key time array is given to us as I shown you here, right? So this is given to us. So we will first define hash map, which is string comma list of integer, right? String means key. Key is the employee name, right? And list of integer is basically the access times when he has accessed the building, right? So we will go through these arrays, right? And first we will populate our map here, right? So we will just see how we are splitting it, the string based on the colon. Then we'll get the array, and array of 0 will give us this first part and array of 1 will give us the second part. So what I mean to say is this 10, let's say, let me just write down here so you can read it easily. So 10.00, right? So in this case, this after we split it based on the colon, 10 is the first part we will get in array and 00 is the second part we will get in array, right here. So we'll just concatenate those two strings and we'll get a time, and we'll just go parse int basically, right? Integer dot parse int will give us the integer 1000 basically, correct? So that's what we are going to use into our map. So that's how we are using it into the map here, as you can see when we make the entries, correct? So we will just get map.get and add, we will just keep adding this time integers, the access times, into our map, right, for that employee. Right, so after that our after this for loop our hash map will be populated, right? So hash map will be ready, this map will be ready after this. So after that we will just create one tree set of result, right? Because why we are using tree set of strings, because they said that we want to sort names in ascending order alphabetically. Now tree set is always keep the entries in a sorted order, right? So natural sorting order is ascending basically for strings. So that's why we are using tree set here. So after that what we will do is we will go through this hash map one by one, right? So first we will go through Daniel, then we will go through Louis, then we will go through Mary. So for Daniel we will get this list, we will sort it first, correct? So that's what we are doing. So map.entry_set gives us the entry object, correct? This is the entry object, right? String and list of integers, right? So list of integer means access times for that employee basically, right? So this is one employee record we will get basically, you can assume something like that, right? So this list we got the integer list here from the e.get value, right? And then we first will sort that times basically, right? The access times we will sort it, correct? And after that we will just create one count which is 1 in the beginning, and here in these two for loops we are like, first for loop is going from 0 to the end of the list, and second for loop will go from j is equal to I plus 1 till end of the list, correct? So which means that so let me just remove these things so I can explain you again with this whiteboard. So what I mean to say, what we are doing there is, so we will take this first entry, we will compare it with this next, then next, like this, right? So we'll compare with all the next basically. So that's what we are doing here, correct, using this for loop. After that we will keep checking the list of j, like we will get the jth element and we will get the ith element, and we will check the difference. If it is less than or equal to 100, then we will increment the count, correct? Because it is we are seeing access time which is within the 1 hour period, right? So we will increment the count here. If that is not happening, then we'll reset the count to 1, correct? If it's outside of the hour period, then we will reset the count to 1 and we will just break it basically, correct? From this for loop, we are breaking, right? So if we are finding a count which is becoming greater than or equal to 3, Still we will break it out and we will check here if the count is greater than equal to 3, which means that we have to add the name of the employee into the tree set, right? This result means tree set, so we are adding it into the tree set. Key is the name of the employee, right, of the entry set, and then we will break it, so the outer for loop will continue, right? This for loop will continue basically, correct? At the end we will just return our, we'll just convert our set, which is tree set. Result is a tree set, we will just convert it into array list, new array list, and we'll just return it, right? So that is a simple implementation for this approach that we discussed here. I hope that you are clear with this solution. So let's go ahead now and execute our same example that we tried here. So we should get Daniel and Mary both, right, into our output. So let me just see. So this is our test case, right, which has Daniel and Mary. So let's execute this test case. So as you can see, we are getting Daniel and Mary, which is the correct answer. Now let's say Mary is accessing at 10, 10:40 and 10:59, right? So instead of 10:59, if she is accessing at 11:02, right, 11:02, then she does not have 3 access times within 1 hour period, right? So Mary will not come this time now. Only Daniel will come, right? Let's execute this. So as you can see, only Daniel is coming here, right? So which is the correct answer. Now let's just go ahead and we'll execute the test cases that they have given us, these 2 test cases, and make sure our solution works with them. So our solution is getting accepted here, correct? So let's go ahead and execute, like submit this solution. So our solution got accepted by Leetcode. It is 25% faster on the performance side and 5% on the memory side. So this is the way we can solve the problem alert using same key card 3 or more times in 1 hour period. This is the problem on Leetcode. This is a medium complexity problem. What we did to solve this problem is we first converted the input into hash map, right, which will give a string, and list of integers are the access times. To simplify our implementation, we are just assuming, we are not converting into minutes and all that, we are just using the 100 time frame, right, basically as 1 hour. 1 hour is basically 100 units, we are saying basically, correct? Because that is helping our implementation, making it easy. And then we will just sort this time, access times, and we just use the logic, that this logic that I explained you here, right, to check if there are access times which are falling within 1 hour, and these are 3 or more access times, like that, right? If you are new to my channel, there is a very important playlist called as Leetcode and Leetcode. Those have over 200 different varieties of coding problems taken from previously asked coding interview questions by Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many other big financial companies. Apart from that playlist, there are a few other playlists which are also important if you are preparing for coding interviews. The names are CodeChef, Code Forces, as well as @Coder. So you can look into this 4 playlist. There are over 400 different varieties of coding problems you will see here. If you practice those problems, you will get to know all different kind of vast varieties that usually getting asked during the interviews, and you will also those are explained with whiteboarding sessions for your easier understanding. So you can learn a lot from those videos, and it will definitely be helpful for you in your Java and coding interview preparation. If you like this video, if you find this video helpful, and if you like the way this video has been created using whiteboarding session for your easier understanding, then please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for the channel, because that is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. Those people can also look into these videos and understand how to approach different varieties of coding problems using Java, and how to use different data structures, libraries, APIs of Java to solve different varieties of coding problems. So if you like this video and if this video help you in understanding this problem in easier way, then please give it a like. Also write in the comments how this video help you understand things and understand this problem easier way and better way, because I want to get the feedback from you guys if my videos are actually making it easier to understand you the way it's created and helping you in understanding the problem. So please write in the comments, so I will also get feedback from you about these videos. Also, if you have any friends who are preparing for interviews or coding interviews or simply want to learn Java, then share this video with them. They can also watch this video and get helped during their interviews. The code that we have seen here, the solution of Java, then that solution I'm gonna share with you in my GitHub account, where you will get the solution. You can check it out and play with the Java code with different unit test cases and understand how the code works. If you like this Java solution, if you are checking out in the GitHub, please consider like giving a star to the GitHub project. That might be helpful. Thanks for watching this video.